Today's adventure takes us to an incredible cemetery here in Oak Brook, Illinois, called Bronswood Cemetery. This cemetery has over 11,000 graves, goes back to the early 1800s. Today we're going to find the grave of hockey legend Stan Mikita. He played for the Chicago Blackhawks for over 2 decades and is in the Hall of Fame. And we're also going to try to find a cemetery that's, well, it's kind of hidden. It's called Butler Cemetery. Now, it's not part of this cemetery, but I guess it's kind of hard to access it. You kind of have to know which direction you're going, so hopefully we know which direction we're going. And we're going to look at some of these awesome monuments. So come join me as we explore Bronswood Cemetery. Okay, guys, we are in Bronswood Cemetery. Now, I did say it goes back to the early 1800s. I don't know where the older markers are. There's some older ones here. Jarrett's the name on that one. We got the Donkin marker, the cross with the IHS, which is a familiar abbreviation that we see quite a bit. Behind that we have Wood. No, the name is Wood. It is an Art Deco type piece, which makes sense because Mary Bellwood died in 1933. Eve Wood, 1906. Infant son in 1906. So it looks to me like Eve may have died giving birth to her son. Wow, it's an amazing monument. This is a really oddly peaceful, serene, tranquil walk through this cemetery. I mean, it feels like it's getting dark out because it's so overcast. And actually, well, it'll be dark in less than an hour. And I don't know, there's just something about this place that's so very serene. I'm coming on this, let me show this to you, this mausoleum now that I wanted to show you. H.A. Stocker is the name. Beautiful, solid. Let me look at that mausoleum. The pillars, I mean, it just looks so hefty the way it sits. You can see how the stone just kind of balloons out a little bit just to make it seem like there's so much weight on it that it's starting to bend a little bit or something. Really remarkable. Hard to see in there. Let's see if we can see anything. Looks like there's 6, but I can't see because it's not very light in there. What a beautiful area. This looks to be an older section, as I see a lot of these tombstones are from the 1800s. It is a crisp, late fall day. Feels very much like a fall day. Got Robert Godwin here, 1956, American Legion. I'm guessing Robert must have been in the First World War. Saw this dog statue from afar. I've seen a couple of these dog statues in this cemetery. Hello, doggy. You're kind of old. You're kind of worn a little bit. Do you have a name? 1989 rabies vaccination for this guy. So he's been gone a while, or she. I'm looking for the mausoleum of a Edward Ripley. And I think I see it in the distance to my right, off-camera view right now. Let's go over there. Why Edward Ripley, you ask? Well, Edward Ripley was the first president of the Atchison, Topeka, and Santa Fe Railway. You would think he would have something a little more elaborate, but this is what he has. A simple, small mausoleum. Died February 4th, 1920. And very hard to see in there. The window is very dirty. Not very deep. It's only about 5 feet deep, so I don't know how they put Mr. Ripley in there. Maybe he's standing up. I don't know. But that's where he is. So just take a general walk back here. So I was told, not that I was told, I saw, while doing research in this cemetery, there's actually another cemetery, not associated with this one, that is next to it, called Butler Cemetery. And so I would like to see if there's a way to find this hidden cemetery. And I don't know if there is. I believe it's in this area. What in the name of what is that? I don't know if you can see that, but right straight ahead through the trees is a huge concrete structure. Now, curiosity has been piqued. I'm going to have to get over there and see what that is. Let's see if I can make my way through here. What is that? That is remarkable. Closing in on it. I mean, maybe there is a path to get over here that I'm not aware of. Wow. Guys, look at that. It's like a... Wow. Look at that structure. That's got to be 20 to 25 feet high. Man, that's huge. It's very Art Deco, with a single vertical window in the middle. Let's see if there's a name. Here we go. Butler. So this is Butler Cemetery. This is a cemetery that I saw is kind of hidden. Look at that. Wow, that's beautiful. That is beautiful. Yeah, I had to check to see if that was open. I knew it wouldn't be. But that's it's an opaque glass, so we can't see through it, unfortunately. Wow. That is quite a structure. Wow. And here's a monument here. It says, in memory of all that has been lost, Jory Ford Butler, Frank Osgood Butler, Michael Wales Butler, erect this monument above their 90-year-old father. Wow, 1931. 6/24/1931. 1931. You can see that in Roman numerals there. That is really amazing. Let's see what else is in this Butler Cemetery that is hidden. See, this is why I do this stuff. I mean, you never know what you're going to find. This is not associated with Bronswood Cemetery, a separate cemetery. Doesn't look like it's kept up very well. The grass is long. Let's see what we have here. There are a lot of sunken graves. So grass is not even. Roth is the name. David Roth, born May 25th, 1801, died September 11th, 1889. And then Nancy, his wife, she lived to 1913. Amazing. Just amazing. So it does seem like there are some rather recent modern tombstones in here, so let's see what there's dates on any of these. You have Dagny there, 1957. You got Fisher here, 1979. So yeah, this looks like the cemetery is still active, although it's a separate little piece from Bronswood. Quite amazing. This is one of the more unique mausoleums I have seen. With that Art Deco, which makes sense because if they erected that monument in 1931, you know, that goes right along with the Art Deco period. That is neat. All right, let's head back to Bronswood Cemetery and see what else we can find. Okay, guys, this has my attention. This is interesting. We have a walkway here with a bear statue on either side of a stone pillar. This is very interesting. I don't know if we could even get in. It may be locked. It's not locked. So we are in. Got some monuments here. Straight away there on the left is a large mausoleum. It says Feldman. Beautiful mausoleum. It looks like a bank. You know, those old bank buildings that you see in downtown somewhere. And there's a coat of arms up there. It says Bear Manor with several bears. See if I can zoom in on that so you get a better feel for what that is. Interesting. Very interesting. Very modern. We have a lot of stuff in there. It's hard to see because the glass is dirty. There we go. I mean, somebody likes bears, or maybe, I don't know, there's stuffed bears in there. I don't know the story behind the Feldman Mausoleum. I'll have to do some research on that. And here we have Comiskey. Now I wonder, I see Charles Comiskey. Now that tells me that might have something to do with Comiskey Park, was the home of the White Sox in Chicago. I don't know if that is the same Charles Comiskey or not. 1925 to 2007. That sounds about the right years for Charles Comiskey. And you see the statue there. It's a very serene, peaceful feeling in this area, because you could just tell it's very well cared for, very well, I don't know, people really cared to do all this. As you see this gate here, Terra Park it says, and there's a couple of bears there. Man, fascinating. I would really like to know the story behind this. I did some research on this mausoleum, and this is an absolutely tragic story. This mausoleum belongs to 34-year-old Tara Feldman Elamia. She loved animals and worked for a nearby zoo where she coordinated a teacher development program. Tara was married to a Belizean man named Ian Elamia. In March 2010, Tara had filed for a divorce, but Ian would still visit on weekends. He came over Friday evening, April 9th, 2010, to watch TV and plan a birthday party for their youngest child, whose birthday was the next day. They had 3 children, ages 5, 6, and 11. At some point after the children went to bed in the early hours of April 10th, their youngest child's birthday, the couple had a quarrel. The altercation turned physical and ended with Ian strangling Tara, who then fled the scene. Hours later, Elamia turned himself in to Chicago police, who contacted Westmont police to check the house. They found Tara dead while her children were still asleep in a nearby room. Absolutely tragic. 3 children lost their mother. One of the child lost their mother on their birthday, and then they lost their father, who is now in jail for 25 years for killing his wife. Absolutely tragic, tragic story. Yeah, I'm going to have to do a little more research on this. But here's this area. Very interesting area. I'm going to exit now. Close the gate behind me. I feel like I was trespassing in a way, even though I'm in the gates. Doesn't say no trespassing, and the gate didn't have a lock or anything. But I don't know. Very, very serene. Alright guys, I found this called the Walk of Memories. So let's check this out, shall we? There's one here that actually has a photo frame on it. Look at that. Looks like a young man passed away, unfortunately. We have a koi pond. Very interesting. So it is in this area that I believe is a hockey legend. A Hall of Fame hockey player who played over 2 decades for the Chicago Blackhawks. And his name was Stan Mikita. And the interesting thing about Stan Mikita, and here we have his memorial right here. Says, at the request of the family, do not place items on the headstone, although somebody has a couple of hockey pucks there. Now, Stan Mikita, when he was young, he escaped communist-controlled Czechoslovakia, and he grew up with his aunt and uncle in Ontario, Canada. Played for the Chicago Blackhawks from 1958 to 1980. He was a 9-time All-Star and won numerous awards. He had his number retired by the Blackhawks in 1980, and he entered the Hockey Hall of Fame in 1983. Great player. I am a Blackhawks fan. I did get to meet Stan Mikita several times. I don't remember him playing. I was too young, but I did see him play several times because years ago when I played hockey recreationally, the Blackhawks alumni would get together on Tuesday nights, all the retired players, and they would just go out and have fun and play against each other, and Stan Mikita was there several times, so I did get to see him skate with them, although he was older at the time. This was in the late 1990s. Look at that. Very nice. What a nice area this is. You know, these are the area where people have been cremated, so they just have markers here for the people. I don't know if their ashes are here or not, or if it's just markers. You can see this trail just kind of goes all the way up. I'm going to make a turn around here though, because it is getting late in the day. I do not want to be locked in a cemetery again. Yes, I have been locked in a cemetery. Yes, I had to call the police to get me out of the cemetery. Don't want to repeat that. So I am going to find some other areas of the cemetery that I still want to explore. Oh, look at this. Look at this. This is the life. Wow. Wow. That is amazing. You got some boats. You got an airplane. Twin engine. Wow. That is really amazing. I wonder if there's names on the other side. Here we go. This was the life. The Pretzel family. Nancy, Wayne, John, Antoinette's the last one to die. Actually, it looks like Nancy and Wayne are still alive. It looks that way anyways. Wow. So John, he died a while ago, although he was 80 in 1995. That's an amazing monument there. Very impressive. Wow, what a cemetery this has turned out to be. So I came into this walk for two things. I wanted to Stan Mikita. I knew he was buried here. I also came here because I wanted to find that Butler Cemetery, which we did. But just some of these other areas that I was able to find, I had no idea they were here. You know, that one area with the mausoleum and the bears, I can't remember the name offhand. And then Charles Comiskey was there, and I don't know if that's the same Charles Comiskey that owned the White Sox for a while. I'll have to do some research on that one. But this is just beyond my expectations. Really great. All right, I'm starting to get a little chilly here, and I'm going to pack it up. So until next time, keep exploring.